Breaker, breaker, breaker.
What up, though?
What the fuck are they playing? Just let everybody start the flow in. We ain't got to cook yet. Just let everybody start the flow in. Just I'm about to drop down and shit.
For sure that.
Why it ain't connected to my camera?
Elevated, what's up, my boy? Elevated, what's up, my boy? What's good? We finna rock out tonight again at the Bulldog U. You know, the team, the fam, the gang. You know, the you, the real one, the big one, not the small one. It's really going down. We're just letting everybody pop up, man. You know,
Yes, sir. This
elevated,
is
what's good?
just waiting on this wood stove to get hot enough.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We finna
Shoot.
we finna put some meat on there, see if we can simmer it down. You know what I'm saying?
I actually am putting ribs in the wood stove to cook.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What you know about? Well, you got to know something about it. You using it, huh?
Uh-huh. Shit, that wood stove, I grew up using it. We've been cooking on it forever. Let me pull up the. I don't know if they know we ain't in. That we're in here. Yes, sir. Lot Smoke Kennels. Shreveport Mike. Salute, brother.
Supreme Team, what's good, my boy?
My boy, game breaker, breaker, breaker. What's happening? Elevator,
Ain't
what's
nothing,
happening?
man. Ain't nothing. Hey,
Mhm.
man. Elevator said he using the wood stove to cook tonight in real life. So we finna try to cook in real life too.
Okay, I'm in the corner posted. I ain't two passes away. I'm one pass away. Go and collapse the paint.
Okay, then.
Okay, private
Yeah,
stock versus
yeah. Private stock versus what it say? Advertised stock.
advertised stock. Now, give me a definition of advertised stock so I can cook.
I guess private working stock would be the heavyweight, some of the heavyweights of the game, that's not well that may be well known, but you can't find them. You know what I'm saying? It's you have to be somebody or who really have to know these people. Private stock, advertised stock um is advertised. You know what I'm saying? You can actually maybe look these dogs up and actually go get them versus the dog that you might the private stock is something that you might see that's highly sought after, but it's nowhere to go get it at.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, but we're gonna let the rest of the guys get in here and then we're gonna turn the heat up.
Okay. Say less. Say less.
Yes, sir.
Elevator, what you got going on this evening?
I just hanging out. It's raining here earlier.
It's been raining here. Well, it's raining right now. Shit is raining down south.
Yeah. Shreveport Mike, I see you, baby. What's up? Will's got the link in the chat, man. You know you want to come up, politic with the youth. It's available to everybody. Big Saw, I see you, my brother. What's good? Mm-hmm. Hold on just a second, y'all.
Hey, everybody else still coming in and everything. All right. So basically, the difference between advertised stock and private stock. Uh, us that's been in the game, of course, we already know exactly to the T what we mean by that. But it's new people getting into the game that might be listening. There's an advantage to both. There's an advantage to both. So we could go ahead and cook on it. Whoever wants to start it off, go ahead and start it off.
Shit, I
Elevator, you
start.
was the first guy in here. What's your take on it?
Oh, you was okay. Elevated. All right.
On private
Michael
stock
Jordan.
versus advertised stock.
Elevated.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go
We're
ahead,
gonna
bro.
go to
That's what we're talking about. Advertised stock versus private
we're gonna
stock.
go to Preem Team. What's your take on that?
You want to start with me? Elevated.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
I can hear you, elevator. Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. So, are we debating on whether it's good or bad and the pros and cons?
Pros and cons of both and the differences. I'll give you a little example of what I mean as far as one side. So we know certain people have families of dogs, certain people don't.
Yeah.
Then you have people who breed dogs just to breed them and don't have families of dogs. Then you got people who, when we say private stock, not really available to the public, but if you know somebody that knows somebody, you might be able to get it. So we talking the differences, the pros and cons, longevity, everything, the whole thing about it. The families that's private versus the advertised, all that, just the whole thing.
Yep. Okay, so like it all depends on like the avenue and what people are doing with them, which forms of advertising people use. Some people use magazines, some people use the internet, some people use strictly word of mouth. Uh Using a combination is something that people also do, like a word of mouth and the internet, and like people telling people. If it's the internet and word of mouth kind of go hand in hand. So like people knowing about your dogs, is a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. As in, like, it can cause you issues with the dog pound, or it can cause issues with maybe even your local neighbors if they can look you up and they don't like what they see on the video of what you say. May not even be your property. Uh, so like my yard is private stock, but I do sell some to the public ever so often. But you can't just come here and buy a dog at any time just because you have money, and you also can't just come and breed to Mason just because you have a female or any of his sons. So like I'll only sell to certain people. Money, if you seem like you're gonna do something that's gonna get us all in trouble, I'm not gonna sell you none, no matter how much money you got.
All right, well, my take on the private yard versus the advertised yard. Um, honestly, I'm gonna keep it A1 based off what I've been paying attention to these last couple years. Uh, you know, if done right, that private yard could outlast that advertised yard. It could, it could not. That private yard could be held to a higher standard. Uh, man, me personally, I would strive for a private yard, even if I did sell some puppies here and there. I wouldn't advertise no puppies. I try not to sell no puppies. Uh, if I was interested in purchasing a puppy that had advertised yards, that had advertised puppies for sale, I'm sorry. Man, the homework that I had to be done on that, as opposed to that private person, probably be tenfold. That private seller will probably that private seller will probably gift you a puppy before you probably even sell your puppy. So like Elevator said, it's risk to being advertising your puppies online and to the public, and the hate and the jealousy, that come with it. But I digress.
Okay, man. Who else we got? M1, you got your take on it, my boy? Muddy Waters, what's that, my boy? You got your take on private stock, private working stock versus advertised public? Shit, I mean, I see it both ways. I see pros and cons of both, you know. Who was that?
Now I tried to unmute my mic and clicked up
Uh
out the
yeah.
room.
Yeah, I was trying to ask you what's your take on the private working stock versus advertised working stock.
Hmm. Pros and cons.
Yeah. Well, like what you see is the better way. What like is private better to you, or is ever like public advertising and publicly available stock? What is you like? Which way would you go in the pros and cons of both of them?
I go private for sure because the pros on going private for me is not, more than likely I'm gonna get what I'm looking for
Right.
versus rolling the dice, with a public kennel say or whatever. Far as the far as the pros and cons about a public kennel, hmm, I guess if you just a pet fancier and want some blood, I'm pretty sure they got a variety of blood for you. If you just a pet fancier, you want to have something just to have at the house and chill with you. But me myself, I would prefer private stock. You coming out with a better product.
Yeah.
Uh, Yeah, that's just that with me in under 60 seconds.
For sure that. Big Saw in the building. Talk to me slow so I know something. Big Saw didn't want to come in, but yeah, I'm like M1 and elevated and everybody else. You know, I see the pros and cons of both ways. You know, I would probably likely go private, but you know, I'll probably get some of both of them, man, because you know, even though I was slightly slant towards a private and somebody who really know they whole lineup, you know what I'm saying, I would grab something that's publicly available too if it's proven. You know, that's how I'm coming. You know.
Yeah. Another thing about it is, again, when you got people who take their private stock very serious, and you can go to the yards and see the families of dogs. A lot of times, the private stock will show you more because it's not just a money hustle. You know, they trying to build and keep something consistent. Now, not to say the advertised stock is not doing the same thing, because that would be false, because of some of the dogmen that sell stuff today that advertise that's working. So, but the thing is, it's only a handful of dogmen that advertise to where you can walk on the yard and see generations. It's not many. When you talk about the advertised stock, it ain't really too many, because they got the majority of them got a lot of shit, and it's only a few that got families of advertised dogs that's been winning historically for decades. Yeah, so so you got to stand on the roof of the house, big fella. I keep telling you that.
Yeah, you got that
Uh,
cricket.
You got to, hey,
You
hey,
fucking with that
hey,
cricket.
put the trap phone down. Use the Metro PCS joint.
Or pull out the
So
Nokia.
you got to, shh. So you got to stand on top of the house, big fella. But yeah, Walnut
But
Private.
with the but what else with the advertised yard, the public, and the rarity of the blood availability and having so much of it out there as opposed to the private one and it's not that much out there.
I mean that
What's
that go along with price. That go along with price too, because it's a lot of advertised blood, but we all know it on the American Pit Bull Terrier side, anything over 500, it's the conversation get real long. You know, I don't know what these working men doing, but yeah, you know, anytime that thing hit 1,000, 15, 2, you know, yeah.
they get their ass and do it come
But
with social
hey,
security
hey,
numbers.
Supreme body language change when that price
Motherfuckers,
starts.
motherfuckers be asking you, do you got a cigarette? No, I don't even smoke cigarettes. You gonna lie or not?
He said private on public. See, yeah, Walnut, exactly. So a person like Floyd, who have families of generations of dogs on the yard. That's something. If a new person was asking me and they was looking up stuff, that type of stuff I would tell them to look into. Pitt Island got generations. We know Tom got his. We got it. The list goes on. You got other people who got his how can I say it? World famous wise, but you do have other people who are public that do have generations of working dogs. All right, so all right, sick about to speak, but hold on, sick. So you got the Metro PCS and you got the Cricket on here. Which one working? Can you hear me? Well, no, can we hear you? I should say. All right, go ahead, sick. Go ahead, sick.
As far as having private working stock, I mean, the thing about that is you're not gonna get, you know what I mean, a wide variety of people who know you. At the end of the day, you're not gonna get that. Everybody got your name on your tongue like they Tom or something. You know, like Tom is one of those advertised yards that people know. You know, you're not gonna get the same notoriety as time when you're working on a private stock. But the benefits of that is you're dealing with a selective few, just like you selective breed your dogs, you're dealing with a selective few hands that you putting your dogs in. So you still gonna, you know, progress. As far as the advertised side, with the advertised side, I mean, that's good and bad. The bad part about it to me, in my opinion, is the fact that they do a little bit of, you know, homework on who they dealing with, but not too much. You know, they don't really, you know, cipher through who they deal with as far as advertised yards that sell dogs to whoever. So that's one of the things that's making it easy for people who don't need dogs to get dogs. You know what I mean? You got a lot of people who got banned
Messing
from
up the
certain groups
percentages.
and they go grab dogs, you know. But another thing about having an advertised yard is you are going to be well known, and a lot of people are going to know your dogs. It also creates a demand because people are hearing your dogs, you know, name so often. But it also brings a lot of hatred. As to where working from a private side, you still gonna get your dogs out there, but you ain't gonna deal with as much hatred, and ain't so many people gonna be hip to you. You know, but I still, you know, the private side ain't nothing wrong with that at all, to me, in my opinion.
He said, "Well, yeah, yeah, but so what he say? My bad. What's the name texting me? Okay, all right. We sent him the link. But go ahead, sick. Go ahead, sick. Go ahead. Or whoever. Go ahead. He want me to send him the link.
Jason Harris 504, Paul Harris, James Hoskins. What up, though?
Paul being consistent, Paul Harris being consistent.
Yeah.
Definitely,
You
definitely.
see what's on the screen?
What they say? Yeah.
Public stock house come with the thing as private. The thing with a lot of these guys that do the private stock label, they always advertise publicly. Plus, those private stock breeders be on some BS.
Mm.
I mean, that just depends on who you dealing with, man. Because this is the thing about that. Yes and no. You know, I concur with you, but I don't concur because the only reason why is because if it's some BS, that's just the individual you dealing with. You know what I mean? And that can go as far as the public side. You got a lot of public side BS that go on with dealing with people in the public. You got a lot like that Grand Champion Hog Dog. There was a lot of people talking about his pedigree. You know, not to just, you know, I'm not singling nobody out, but that's just an example. Um, it's always gonna be some type of discrepancies with dealing with these dogs. I mean, no other breed get as much attention or hatred as this
Amen.
breed.
Especially
Um,
especially well known dogs.
Yeah, especially well-known dogs. Somebody always gonna have something good and something bad to say about a well-known dog, and that's just gonna be that. Cause everybody's experience ain't gonna be the same. They might not got it from the same person. That's why I would say make sure you're going to the direct source of the dogs that you want. You know, the family of dogs, because everybody got their own kind of dogs and swag. But like I said, it depends on the person you get your stock from. Is pretty much going to set a tone for your future. You know what I mean with that stock. So if you go get some bad stock, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna have a bad experience with that stock. And if you go to a shitty person, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna have shitty dealings with dealing with somebody who doesn't do square business, which is good business. Um, and people who label their dogs private stock but advertise it publicly, that's one of those things where they getting their notoriety, but they don't want to sell dogs. They're not there to sell dogs. They're just saying, "This is my dog." They're more so, it's more so just showing. It's not more so unless they're advertising as this dog is for stud or for sale, then that would no longer make it private. Another thing about private stock is things do happen and people situations change. So you might end up getting lucky with that private stock. I'll tell you this. The people that I know when they say private stock, they mean private stock. They mean that those dogs aren't going anywhere and everybody does not have those dogs. So I mean there's no such thing as a private stock going public. Like that's the whole reason of calling it private is to keep it private. Another thing about public and advertised stock is a lot of it gets, is uh for lack of better terms, it's more like a hype. Everybody hyped up over this blood, and this blood might not even be the best thing going. It's just that everyone's speaking about it. You know what I mean? That's something that you're dealing with advertised dogs. Once one person get a good one and say they got it from here, and this is a famous dog, then everybody gonna want some, and that's how that go, and that's when you get the good and bad. Also producing that high percentages like that. Because when you're working on the private side, you're not breeding as often. When you advertising, you breeding more often. So that's another thing. They're gonna breed a lot more, and they're gonna put a lot bigger numbers out there as far as production rate. I wouldn't say, Paul Harris. I wouldn't say that uh a sales pitch is a private stock. Because I feel like if it is private stock, then it shouldn't be advertised for sale. It should only go into certain hands. That's the point of calling it private. Once it breaches that point of everybody got it, it's no longer private. That's like saying, I got a Frisco dog, but he private stock.
Hey, Sick, somebody got a question for you. They text me. It say if you was building your yard. Hold on, let me scroll. Okay, yeah. So if you had a 20-year plan, a 10 to 20-year plan to build your yard, what would be the long time effect on how private, extra private versus the advertised? How do you think, basically asking, what effects do you think it would have on your yard using one versus the other, basically?
Well, once again, I would say the notoriety, you're gonna get less attention, which isn't a bad thing. You're gonna have less eyes on you on the private side. Um, the thing about the private side that would be beneficial would be the fact of, like I said, you putting your dogs in certain people's hands, and you know whatever you pretty much you set out for your dogs to do, whatever blueprint you laid down for your dogs will be carried on, you know, by conversing with these guys and letting them know where your plans was. As to where on the advertised side, you know, guys, there's some people will tell you anything just to get to where they need to go. Private side, you're gonna be a lot closer to the people that you're dealing with. As to where the advertised side, you're not gonna be close to the people that you're dealing with, but your dogs will move at a rapid rate. You will have to produce a lot of dogs, because a lot more dogs, because you have a lot bigger demand to supply. It's nothing more than that, you know. And another thing is you're going to be dealing with a lot of different people who, you know, may not have the best, you know, intentions for your dogs, you know. So it's a win and a loss. That's why, you know, people talk a lot of trash about Tom, but he got numbers there and numbers that's not there, because everybody don't do good business when you dealing with every and anyone. Um,
Okay,
but
and
that's
they
that's
got.
just my take on.
I would say they got another question for you. Well, hold on. He say it's for you, Game Breaker, and Elevated. What bloodlines? What's 1 to 3 bloodlines that y'all seen working better on private yards versus public yards? What 1 to 3 bloodlines that you seen personally?
The Jeep stuff, the Bolio stuff, and hmm, I know a guy with some good Red Boy dogs, and those are all private that are better than what I would consider on most public yards. The Mayday dogs.
I will go with Breaker. You in here?
Yes, sir.
You want to go ahead and get that one for me?
Um, I go Chinaman, Jeep Red Boy, and also let me see one more private. Uh, uh, maybe that old April stuff. I went private because a lot of people probably ain't gonna know about that old April stuff. So
I would say, yeah, they ain't gonna know about that at all. I would have to say some Heinzel stuff. That's not everywhere anymore. You know what I mean? And I know some real good Heinzel stuff that people been talking bad about Heinzel dogs. So I got to throw that one out there. Um, I will also have to say, on the private side, the Invicto stuff, I've seen the Invicto stuff do a lot
Yes,
better in
sir.
private yards than I have seen them do in public yards. Um, the last one I will have to say, I want to say Bulls, but I can't throw Bulls out there because I feel like that's just a generally good family. It's not really it. That's gonna depend on who you getting it from.
Getting it from,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so I would have to say the third one would be the cotton bullet stuff, man. On the private side, man, whew, but on the public side, man, no, not so much. Because a lot of people, this is the thing when you dealing with the private side, those guys are breeding for specific things. They have specific ideas involved, you know, in mind for their dogs. You know, as to where you're dealing with the public side, they don't always have that. Sometimes they just putting pedigrees together because they want to throw the sales pitch of you know, preserving the blood. You know what I mean? Or you know, the world's tightest, you know, or the heaviest bread this, you know what I mean? That a lot of that shit be sales pitch, man. So that's one thing that you gonna in the public side, you're gonna get a lot more sales pitches than in the private side, because in the private side, they could care less whether you buy their dog or not. They gonna keep their dog. They rather keep it than sell it. You know what I mean? because it does more benefits when they keep it than when they sell it anyway. You know what I mean? They the ones who really shining with it, so it ain't gonna hurt them at all. As to where a public side, if people stop buying dogs from them, they ain't gonna look so good.
Facts. Sometimes public versus private could simply mean small market versus large market, or large market versus no market at all.
Right, right. A lot of these private guys do not advertise, so I definitely concur with you on that. And that's the thing. I feel like when you working on the private side and you dealing with the right people, you get you get an advantage that you don't get from the public side, because once again, they don't necessarily take the due diligence into really building their program. Their program is really normally loosely based off of a certain dog or a certain family, as to where the private side is more so kept on some old rules. You'll find people who got dogs from their grandpas or got dogs from their uncles, or you know what I'm saying, as to where the public side, you're not getting that. You're not going to go find no Greenwood blood right now. It's not out there like that. You're not gonna find it. But it is on the private side. And that's one of the things that I feel like are kind of, limited us to the bloodlines that we are familiar with, is the fact that a lot of this private stuff is not being advertised. You're not gonna find it like that. You know what I mean? And that's what makes it a gem, but it's also what destroys an entire family of dogs.
Oh,
That would be a con to the private side. The private
that's a
side,
fact.
you more often, longevity is not really your friend if you're not operating correctly on the private side. When you operating on the private side, you got to be really, really strategic with it, as to where when you operating on the public side, you can be loose because it's everywhere. Is you can call certain people and get certain dogs back if you need them. You can do certain things when it is on a public side. When it's private, it's less of it out there. It's more potency, and it's more personalized. It's more somebody dogs that they built to their standards, as to where, you know publicly, like I said, it's loosely based off of a dog or a bloodline,
Right.
not really
It,
work
it's
ethic or.
y'all got another question. If you was building your, if you bought four advertised, hold on, okay, if you bought four advertised dogs, two males, two females, and you decided to go private for the rest of your program, how would you go about documenting everything to keep everything in order? He said
When
that's
you
for the
go
whole
do
chat, for the whole panel.
work at.
What do you mean by documenting? Just like
Keeping
the
up with your work, keeping up with your work, basically. How would you? He asking, how would you go about it? You buying four paper dogs, but for the rest of your program, you going private, moving forward. How would you keep track of everything? Is basically what he asking.
hmm. I'm gonna go all the way private stock on. You could you could get use computers and save it on flash drives and take it to, store it somewhere. You can simply write it down, you know what I'm saying? Your ped, or you could go to a what they call the people that a registry that's private. That's gonna register your dog's private, where nobody can see the names, or give any access to your dog information, and you can keep
And
going.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, just because you are private does not mean that you have to not register your dogs or anything of that nature. It just means that you're not one of those people who sell dogs to any and everybody. That's all it means. It's nothing more to it. So you can still go ahead and DNA test your dogs and still go ahead and register your dogs. But most people who do on the private side normally keep everything original. So it's not like they got dogs and the dogs wasn't registered. You know, those days have been over. And if you are blessed with that kind of paperwork, I would say value it, man, because that means that you holding on to a piece of legacy from like the 70s, pretty much. I mean, people been registering dogs since the 80s. So, you know, handwritten pedigrees will have to be 70s, and that would be a piece of history that you hold on to. But in modern days times in society, that's shunned upon. That's like having a dog with no paperwork. Good and bad depends on what you plan on doing with the dog. So when we say private, and you know, when I say private or I hear private, it's more so on the terms of we're really strict on who we allow these dogs to. We don't sell dogs to anybody, and we don't always have dogs for sale. If you know about us, you probably found out about us through somebody that we know and not through social media. That's all it really is. You're not really gonna find them selling a bunch of dogs or nothing like that. But the paperwork and all that stuff, they've been keeping up with that. It's been kept up with. You know that you don't have to do that. But if I wasn't doing that, like he said, um, you could write it down. You can use a computer. You can use a tablet. You can use a hard drive, an external hard drive. It's your choice on how you want to keep your documents, pretty much. But if you want to one day open up to the public, I would advise you keep all your paperwork in ordinance.
If you want to register a dog starting out brand new and you don't want to put nothing behind it, as like where it'll be public, like when you sell people puppies, uh, and they see it, all you got to do is register them as foundation stock, and most registries allow foundation stock, even in
And that
today's
would
world.
be just.
I know a guy with dogs that have no pedigree at all. They're only their mom and daddy's on it.
I was about to ask you. So that would be a one generation pedigree.
Yes, and then it just says foundation stock in the other places where it would say dogs' names.
Okay. I
And
have received something like that. I didn't know it was because I found the dogs online still anyway.
yeah, it exists.
Yeah, I got some paperwork like that on the Kobe dog. You know, just a one gen pedigree, but I didn't realize that would have been registered as foundation stock. I thought it would have been
Yeah,
just been like a single registry, like
it would be a single registration, but you can single register a dog that has a full pedigree. Say I've been breeding dogs for 6 generations and I've owned every single one of them. I can single register that dog, and you won't know when they send the pedigree back. It'll be all the information I give them, because I owned every single dog.
yeah.
That's a single registration, but then there's also the single registration where you can do it as a foundation stock.
Okay, okay.
Right,
I mean,
right.
That's new info.
that's not a common known thing, or people just go get pit bulls that would fit the standard and foundation stock them, and you know what I mean. That's just not a common thing.
Right.
But
Yeah, I mean, all the chaos. It's a lot of, like I said, it's a lot of democracy over pit bulls and the purity and the
yep,
DNA and all this.
yep,
And I mean that what was crazy to me about that is we no longer in the days where it's word of mouth. So I don't be understanding like when they say like once again because that's the last dog I heard of, the grand champion hog dog. He's not bred this way. Well, a DNA test will prove that.
hmm
Frisco, he doesn't have all these offsprings. Well, DNA test will prove that as well. So it's like I don't understand with this new technology how people just believe anything, and instead of doing due diligence and actually finding facts, they just believe what they hear.
yeah.
It happens a lot. I mean, if somebody hears something 3 times, all of a sudden, they believe it to be the truth. But that's my thing. You could think something or believe something and be 100% wrong because you don't know.
Hmm. Facts. I mean, there's a lot of. That's one thing with these dogs. If you love these dogs and you want everything to be black and white, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be. It never will
Yeah,
be. It never
yeah,
has been. It never will be. If you wanted that, you should have got into like checkers or something, chess. Because in that it's black and white. You're a winner or a loser. With this, no, there's a lot of different variables that's going to change everything.
yeah. And I feel like that's what any dog breed,
Hmm.
any dog breed, man. I like the pit bull gets a lot of hate, man, and a lot of bicker amongst his community, but every last single breed, you're gonna deal with BS when it comes to documentation and everything, and people talking about the old days, this, that, and the fourth, so forth, and the standards and how they should look, and you're always gonna get that. I mean, I see it in the old English bulldog community, the ones that are like the size of
The
pit
bullies,
bulls, just no, the ones that are the size of like pit bulls, just bigger, the real
yeah,
old English ones, yeah. So those, yeah, I would say like a classic bully. Yeah, classic bully, not those pocket out of shape bullies, but yeah, man, I've seen a lot of different things going on with that, as well as the Scots bulldogs. So I've seen different little, I would call it political beasts with other breeds, but ain't none like the pit bull, man. Everyone, I don't believe in papers and no papers. And then people like, man, it ain't nothing without no papers. It's just, to me, I feel like to each his own, man. And as long as you stay focused, stay down and stay true, then you don't got nothing to worry about. I mean,
That's
when
a
you
good
wake
one.
up and it's you versus you, that's the move, man. When you wake up
hmm
and you worried about everybody else dictating your program, and all of a sudden you going to have dogs that you may not like because you've been worried about everybody else and their opinions instead of focusing on what's in front of you.
your
And
vision.
yeah, some of the worst things that I see people do is pass up the dogs in their yard to go to another dog on another yard just because of the name, or because they feel like it's something there that may not be there, because you guys haven't seen these dogs. Y'all never seen these dogs. You never even, put a piece of kibble in the bowl, petted the dog, nothing. Never seen it. So all you going off of is word of mouth. And you seen that dog in your backyard. You know that dog in your backyard. And if it's worth passing up, then why don't you get rid of it?
Mm.
Like I never seen that back in the day, man. And I like that. Like back in the day, you didn't see all this riffraff and with which bloodline is the best bloodline to get right now?
Yeah.
This riffraff, man. You seeing people just putting in that work and getting it, man. And that's what it's about, the grit and grind, man. It's no shortcuts to this, man, and it's no correct path. You know what
Nope.
I mean? There's a few gray areas where, I mean, if you cross them, that's no man's land, and it's completely up to you. Because I can't tell another person what to do, but it ain't according to standard. You know what I mean? And when you
Yep.
live in according to standard and really breeding for a purpose, then I feel like you'll be happier. You'll be happier with your dogs, happier with your yard, and happier with your success rate than just chasing a pipe dream.
Facts.
So don't go for the pipe dream sick.
Oh no, man! Don't go for the sales pitch, man. They sell you the $1 million car. You drive off the lot, man. That thing is worth what, $2,000 now.
Yeah, depreciation.
You done went for the sales pitch, man. You could have built a car.
That's why I like old schools and build my own dogs and yeah, build my own
Yeah,
house
real
and
racers know. Real racers know. You rather build that thing, man. I seen a old school Thunderbird keep up with Lamborghinis, man. Off
well,
what they built.
so all these people on the internet living so strict and all this stuff, trying to be the best dog man in the world. How many of them are trying to be the best dog man in the world and missing out on being the best man in the world through the
Woo,
process?
Right. That's a good
woo.
point. Great point.
Too much politicking.
That's what I say. I tell people all the time, man, if you let the politics go and just go with your heart and what your eyes see, what you see fit in your mind, you'd be better off because the program is built for you. And if people like it, that's a bonus. But ultimately, you got to feed those dogs. You got to take care of that yard. You got to make sure things ain't deplorable. You know what I mean? You got to make sure that all those feed bowls are getting full and paying those vet bills if you need to pay vet bills and making sure the dogs ain't sick and you got to do all the upkeep, man. So you should be your biggest critic.
That's a fact.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
I mean, my thing is, ain't nothing worse than being led blindfolded with a person you barely trust. I don't know about anybody else, but that's a tough cookie to swallow, man. You may or may
Somebody
not
got a
get what you
question.
looking for.
Somebody got a question for the historically speaking. We said historically speaking. Do you think there's more private stock titled dogs than there are coming that's advertised? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna just say, yeah. I'm gonna just say, yeah. There are so many people who back in the day they just they didn't have the means to get onto the online, and a lot of people just didn't want to report it, man. And at the end of the day, man, I mean, you might be able to go back and forth. That's a good question, but I believe that on the private side, yes, because I mean, historically speaking, in that asset, that's a private world that you're dealing with. That's not nothing that people publicly advertise. So I would only imagine that there's more on the private side.
I agree. Definitely agree with that.
And that could be double sided. I agree with what
Yeah,
y'all saying too, but it could definitely be double sided because
Yeah, okay.
it could have been a case that something was this something that was private stock. His accolades just got advertised. You feel what I'm saying? And it still was nothing available. I ain't saying it rarely went that way, but I'm just giving a case.
yeah. I will have to also, it can go both ways because this is the thing. When you on the public side, they selling dogs to anybody, man. And I mean they selling them at a high rate. So the numbers are gonna be there when you dealing with big numbers. Big numbers is gonna be there. It's like saying Frisco don't have that many winners or Jeep don't have that many winners when how many breedings they did and how many offsprings they have, the numbers have to be there because they're big numbers. They have big numbers in offsprings. As to where you look at dogs like Nasty Boy Sumo and X Diablo, who were only bred a couple of times, still made the ROM list. And they numbers not out there like that, man. They numbers not out there. But if you do the percentages are there. So it could be the same way for the private side because they're not breeding as much on the private side. To even put those numbers up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the percentage is there though.
Yeah, yeah. That's what. So entertainment purposes. You know, the percentages being there would definitely, to me, surpass anything else. When big numbers is there and you see big numbers and you see big numbers around you, just because it's bigger don't always mean it's better. Just because it's more don't always, just because everybody got it don't mean it's the best thing that's going out there because it's something called better. You know what I mean? So I would definitely say I'm a percentage man myself. I don't pay attention to numbers is numbers, man. Those things go on forever. But percentages, man, those that percentages can't go on forever. You know what I mean? It's gonna tally up to a certain WAP. If I got 1,000, entertainment purposes, if I got 1,000 dogs, right, that I put off into this world, um, and let's say 200 of them make it, you know, now that's all right, I guess. But if I got 100 dogs and 80 of them make it, that's a lot bigger percentage than that 1,000 with the 200. You know what I mean? Even though 200 dogs is more than 80, the percentages are different. You know what I mean? 80 is closer to 100 than 200 is to 1,000. So the numbers do not always better. Just bigger ain't better. The percentages and real facts don't lie.
Yes, sir.
That's a fact.
Y'all got
Yeah,
some good questions,
yeah.
man. I like
Whoever,
the way
who,
y'all
yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Whoever that is, big fella, they cooking. You know, what else they got? We're gonna chew it up though. We're gonna
yeah.
eat it.
I was ready to say, give me some more,
It's a
man.
Yeah.
it's a it's an old timer. It's an old timer. He testing y'all water. It's an old timer. Retired. Hold on, what you saying?
I like the test.
Oh, okay. So yeah, all right. Shit. All right, he's still timing. All right. What we got?
On the cool, I might what like you were saying, cool sick. I might I'd rather go with the less bread,
Oh,
but the percentages there. You know.
Yeah, that's my whole war take on it. Entertainment purposes. I just because this my thing. Let's say you are starting the yard and you are starting off. Why not start off stronger with because it's a gamble. But why not gamble with the odds in your favors? Why take a 50-50 gamble when you could take a 70-30 or 80-20? You know what I mean? That's just how I feel. Like if
Hey,
I'm
no,
gonna gamble, I want the odds to be in my favor.
the
Like yeah,
math,
2 to 1. I got one, y'all got two.
the math got the math, man. The numbers don't lie.
Yeah, yeah. Cause I mean, entertainment again. I'd rather have those 80 dogs on my yard, 100 dogs on my yard, than have 1,000 dogs and only 200 of them is good. Like you know how much dog food I'm paying for you other 800 useless.
Ooh,
The
yeah,
bloodstream.
that's a massive bill. Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I say like when it comes to it, dogs are dogs because that's where they shine at, and they were always meant to make a man's job easier. That's why they're man's best friend. So dog must carry dog weight.
See, they get it mixed up. They think it's because they hang out with man all the time.
Yeah, no, that would be my kids, man. They think these dogs is dependents, man.
Yeah.
Dependents, crazy. And what's crazy is a lot of these dogs will out survive their owners because their owners sit there and try to baby them all the time, not realizing that these dogs are dogs, man. You know what I mean? That's why I tell everybody, I don't care what breed you get, but have some work in mind for your dog. If it's a rat dog, take it out every now and then to a field, let it hunt some rats. Let it do what it's supposed to do, man, cuz it's no fun when you sitting back and somebody stopping you from being great at what you want to be great at. You know, they blocking your dreams. You know what I mean? They
Yep.
talk about all this. Oh yeah, man, dogs got feelings. Dogs this, dogs. You know, we respect the dog laws, but
Wrong,
at
but
the end of the day, we
No.
respect the dog being a dog. You know, we respect the dog being a dog.
hey, what they say on that boss man D-Lo, be a dog. We don't need no meow. Be a dog. You know what I'm saying? Bulldog. You know what I'm saying? Ever game. You know what I'm saying? That way.
Well, like me and one of my dog buddies was watching. We was just sitting here chilling, watching the Dog Whisper because I turned it on just to be funny. You know, I thought it'd be funny. Well, I was watching it, and one of these dogs was like what you said. It didn't get to do what it was bred for. So Caesar took it and had it herding sheep, and you could tell it was just living its best life. Then people were like genuinely mind blown by seeing their dog do what it was bred to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You went and got a sheepdog and you live in an apartment. What sense did that make? And
Yep.
then you blame the dog when the dog eat half your couch. What? This dog is a husky and it's bred to mush. And you got it just sitting in the house every day, howling at every ambulance and police officer that ride by with their sirens on. And you going to work and you ain't working the dog gonna eat your couch up. The dog gonna destroy some things. The dog gonna misbehave because it's a lot of stimulated pressure that's built up that it hasn't released. That'd be the
Facts.
thing. If you get a working dog, work it. I don't care. Look, you don't have to have it mush. We don't have snow. Take the dog to run and do some things with the dog, man.
Yeah, they got the weight pool sled that would be simulating it. It don't matter if it's snow or not.
Exactly. So that's my thing. People are getting these dogs and they using them as pets instead of dogs where they shine, and they done never had the intentions on working these animals. They just like the way that it looked. You know what I mean? And that's a lot of the problem with humanity, man. They will see something beautiful and try to capture it and make it theirs, and instead of just letting it be free for the rest of the world to enjoy, you know, they try to take it and keep it for themselves. And then it die, man, and nobody get to enjoy it.
Ooh.
That'd be the tire kicker. A lot of nature's beauties got there like that. Now, like wolves, man. Wolves are not made to be domesticated, man.
No, I've been around wolf dogs and they don't do good.
Mhm.
I seen one of my neighbors get mauled by two of them, and he fed those things since they was puppies. And one day he went in there to feed them, and he never left out. And no
Ooh.
one could go stop him or nothing like that because he was the owner of those dogs, and they really wasn't gonna respect nobody else. They had to come put those dogs down. So it's like wolves, leave them alone. Let nature beauty be nature beauty, man. They wonder
Man.
why we don't see stuff no more. We don't see stuff because they done tamed it all and killed it all and try to control it all, man. Sometimes you gotta just let greatness be greatness.
Yep. In my area, we have a problem with people trying to feed the bears. For some reason, they think you need to feed bear in the woods.
Yeah.
Man.
Ain't no
When
way,
one of
boy.
those bears is in their attic, yeah,
Ain't
when
no
they go
way.
hibernate, they in your attic with that bear sack. Woo, that's a whole other problem, man.
Man, I don't want no smoke with no barrel. That's a fact.
Man, we had them, and I'll tell you the craziest thing about it. They was like, leave that bear alone. We'll arrest you if you do something to that bear. And I'm like, bruh, the bear's in my shed. I tell y'all what, if this bear touch my house, we ain't gonna be talking about nothing. Y'all just gonna have to come get me. The bear was destroying the man, trying to mess with the dogs and all that, man. But he was just wilding out. I think he was just looking for some food or somewhere to like post that. But I had never dealt with no bear. We just had a bunch of wild turkeys running around.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, the bear came out. He had to get slumped, man. He came to the back window and yeah, it was a wrap, man. He was trying to break in the house.
Ooh.
Yeah, he
They,
ransacked
they,
the garage slash storage area because it was separated from the house.
yeah.
He wrecked that. He
They didn't
wrecked
try to
that whole
they didn't try to do you
part of.
nothing for killing it, did it?
Nah, man, because like I said, lives was in danger.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
nature.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, y'all I already called y'all multiple times about it. Like the bear was coming back and forth, back and forth. It wasn't like some premeditated, nothing like that. The bear was
Right.
just coming back and forth day after day. Like it came like 5 days back to back, tearing little different things up.
Yeah. You and your family was in real danger.
Yeah, they didn't want to come set no traps up. They didn't want to come get it out of there or nothing. They was just like the bear will leave. And I'm like, bro, y'all not helping me with the collateral damage. This bear done destroyed my whole garage door. Like,
Yeah, I got my book. Hey, y'all see this? What's on the screen?
I see the Rasta bar table.
No, I'm saying the comment section. You see it?
Yeah, I would definitely say a good hound is where you find them. Is what, but what's better is when you can go to a yard and find even better or exact same copies of, you know what I'm saying, a whole yard of that what you found, you know. But yeah, you can find a good one, you know, in many different places. You think you can find a good one, whether private or public,
Yeah, yeah.
elevator?
This my thing. My thing is this. A good dog is exactly where you find it at, and you finding it is normally means that you know something about it. You done petted it. You know you around this dog, and that'd be a better bid than chasing some, like I said, some dog that you never heard, never seen. You just heard everybody talking about. It'd be better to see it, feel it, and touch it, man, before you obtain it, man, because it hit different. Um,
Yep.
and I also feel like even on the public side, man, you can still go. Like you could get a dog from a show quality dog that them being in ADBA confirmation shows, and that dog could still be a great hunting dog, man. It could still go out there and do anything else that another dog could do. I feel like it becomes a certain thing of the man behind the dog. You know what I mean? Is most important.
That's a fact.
What you think about that, Elevated? You think you can get one?
Yeah, I mean, I have gotten good from both, actually. I've gotten dogs from both private and public that I've been satisfied with. I've gotten litters where people's picked them for me, and then I've gotten litters where, or I mean, dogs where I've got to pick them myself too, out of them different scenarios. So, I mean, I'm cool with either. I don't really have a preference, but I know what I want my dogs to be for the next, you know, 20 years at least.
Right. And see, that's what I'm saying. It's great when you're able to accommodate something and that suits you, and then you set a tone with that dog, and then the bar just continues to get raised. That's what you
It's
call
true.
moving forward, and that's what I would like to see more of. I'm not never going to tell anyone what to do, but I would like to see more people moving forward with their own program and creating something. The new you could have the new wave of dogs, man. You could create that. Stop
Yep.
waiting to try to make it off somebody else's name, man. You know that's nothing but bandwagon ride, man. You just riding a wave, man. And you know when you trying to keep up with a trend, all trends come to an end. You know what I mean? But when
Yep.
you build something your own, it's longevity. Then you can worry about 20 years. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Well, there's a Maurice Carver amongst us. We just don't know who he is. We won't
Right.
know for
And
we won't know for another 50, 75 years.
you know what I think?
Mm.
I think if there was a Maurice Carver right now, the man would get so much hatred. Maurice Carver
You
was
ain't
like the
lying, bro.
king because look, he Maurice Carver was the king of doing things like this. Oh, everybody hating on Tom. I'm about to go grab a Tom dog. Oh yeah, everybody hating on BKK. I'm about to grab a BKK dog. I'm gonna put that together. They both good dogs. They both good dogs. Man, now I now I ain't telling nobody nothing because y'all always hating.
Yep.
Y'all said these dogs was trash. So this a Boudreaux dog. And this right here, this red boy Jocko Belly on Tombstone dog.
Yeah.
You red boy. Him, man. They would hate him, man. I promise, man. They would hate him, man. Because he was always on point. It's like, what would the dog get be right now if you just put Carver out of it? Those were some banjo, and they're like, man, you got Chinaman Jeep had a lot of Carver in him, man. Like the list goes on with Carver dogs, man. You know, it was like you could get a dog from Carver, any dog, and you'll be all right, man.
Yep. You ain't kidding. And lots of men swore by that. They didn't
They
care
got.
how it was bred, what the pedigree said, as long as the
I was
breeder's
just
name
about
is
to
said
say that.
Carver.
I was just about to say that, man. They didn't care because they was like, man, you know what? He ain't gonna tell us anyway, man. Just go get a
Yeah.
Carver dog.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's the difference.
But he was also known. He wasn't known for selling you bullshit dogs with fake pedigrees. He was known for selling you great dogs with pedigrees you don't know what they are.
Yeah, because a lot of people were just focusing on, oh man, you know what? Tudor got all these great dogs. All this stuff that was going on now was going on then, man. And Carver was just a guy who was actually in
Ex-
sync and able to really set a trend for
Except for it was
history.
worse because they were 10 times more competitive than we get to be. So
Yeah, yeah, I could only imagine. I mean, it had to be a tougher
and
time.
and there's no telling some of the shit they said to each other because there was nobody to film it and stuff. There wasn't no cameras and you either got in a fist fight
Right,
about what was said or you walked away crying over what was said.
right.
So there ain't no telling. There's a lot of scenarios in these dogs that people can't even fathom that's went down. I gotta say though, these ribs are smelling fire as fuck. They almost done.
A elevated sick game breaker. Historically speaking, uh, that buck dog, not the old one, but the newest one. Uh,
See?
how many exactly families is in that dog right there?
I'm not familiar with the pedigree.
Well, I got to look at it. I won't really look at shit,
Are you
but
talking about Buck Buck?
it's, yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, but
It's
look,
a post. It's a post right now where uh where people talk about the family of dogs inside of it, saying how it's 8 different generations in the first 4 generations, 8 different families in the first 4 generations, or some shit they were saying.
well, I just think they can't read pedigrees, man. People will say that all the time. There'll be a dog, well, Carver this, Carver that, Carver this, but they'll look in the front and they'll be like, man, this dog's scatterbred. Not realizing that, guess what? Just because you see Red Boy Jocko Bolio Tombstone Kennel dogs does not mean that that's a Red Boy Jocko Bolio Tombstone Kennel dog, man.
Yep.
They also have Mims dogs, man. They got some Snooties dogs, man. They
Yep.
got some Eli dogs, man. So y'all just don't be knowing how to read pedigrees, and that's fine. It shows. It shows when you say things like that.
Yes, sir.
Now, if I'm thinking about the right dog, if I'm thinking about the right dog, I mean, where do you get 4 ways? Because it's not 4 ways, man. You know, if I'm thinking about the right dog, you got Macho Buck, which is some Red Boy Jocko Bolio Tombstone stuff, right? But it's still a little bit of Boudreaux blood and a little bit of Carver inside of that blend. You know, I want to say it's some Reba Girl in there, which is another Macho Buck dog. Then you got I want to say some more Red Boy stuff in there, and then you got some Eli stuff. Where do you get 4 different families at, or 6? Like, do we even have 6 different families of dogs, or 8 different families of dogs? When you really think about it, I mean, a lot of this stuff go back to Dibo. A lot of this stuff gonna go back to some Gaston stuff. It's not really that many families of dogs that we have access to. It's just blended a certain way, which makes it able to genetically function.
Let's see.
And then that's another thing. Where do you guys get that even having a scatterbred dog, allegedly, which is really going to be a battle cross, entertainmentally speaking, for entertainment purposes, that would be more of a battle cross, that's the term that they use. That would be more of a battle cross than a 6 way. And then this is another thing. Why would you feel like this dog can't produce nothing? Y'all hear me?
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Why would you feel like that dog can't produce you nothing, man? Like this is the thing. When you dealing with a dog who has, I'm just gonna give an example. You got uh let's say you got a Boyles Spike Niggerino Red Boy dog. Man, you can lean back into the Spike blood if you want. You can lean back into the Boyles blood if you want, etc. and still get good dogs, man. And you can bring all that stuff back together and create your own family because this is another thing. These dogs weren't bred this way before, and now that you start breeding them a certain way, you're gonna start getting a different look, a different genetic gene pool. You're going to start getting different traits. It's not going to carry the same traits as a Boyle's dog. It's not going to carry the same traits as a Red Boy dog, etc. You know what I mean? That's just what you get. You're making your own family of dogs now, and you guys just have not you guys, but people. Some people just have a problem with that. You know, for better terms. Some people, you know, they got a problem with doing their own thing and they just want to ride the bandwagon and this is the thing. You'll worry about how a dog is bred, but you won't worry about what's in your backyard and breeding it and moving forward. But you call yourself a dog man. It's too many people that's running to these main camps and running to these private dudes just to look at how they're breeding dogs and breed them exactly how they're breeding them. That makes zero sense. Why would I come to you and give you the same price for a main stream kennel, you know, and I could just go to this kennel and get it. You bred your dog the same exact way, but you want a little bit more than that. Like what? And then there's so many people that say, you know, well, I got the best this blood, I got the tightest this blood, you know, I got and you know what's crazy? The people who y'all say I got the best son of Dynamite. Tom Garner is still alive with Dynamite dogs. So that's crazy. I got the best Garner dogs, you know, or I got the best Case dogs, you know, or I got the best, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And that's crazy because these people are still alive, but you want to pride yourself on having the best dogs that they have, which makes zero sense because, like, how are you going to have the best Snake Man dog alive if Snake Man's still alive? And then why aren't you worried about creating something instead of riding off someone else's fame and success and the work that they put in and due diligence that they put in to get somewhere? It just goes to show there's a lot of people with poor work ethics. They don't want to work for it. They just want the fame. And that's a lot of you guys who paid just to play. You know, y'all went and y'all paid the money because somebody was gonna sell you a dog and it was easy, accessible, and now you're a dog man.
Yes, sir.
But also remember they do that so when the dog lose a competition, they could blame it on Gardner, Floyd,
They didn't
so
breed
on.
it. They didn't
They
breed it.
yeah, I didn't breed it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you
That'd be
know,
that'd be that'd be a tire kicker, man. And you know what's be crazy is, you know, for entertainment purposes, you brought this. You brought this monstrosity. You actually stood by it. So I don't understand how anything else was like, you know what I mean? Able to be said, bro. You know, sometimes you just gotta you can't this the thing. How good would it feel to win anything if you never lost? Winning would
exactly,
not feel good if you never lost. Winning wouldn't feel so good. I mean, life wouldn't feel so good if you didn't know I just escaped death. This is another day that I'm alive.
he said.
Man,
For instance, did you see the comment on the screen, sick or elevator one in?
yeah, he said, for instance, a G Red Boy Rascal Eli Dog will be considered a battle cross. Yes, it would be considered a battle cross and a well known battle cross, but this is the thing. Jeep Jeep got a lot of carver in them. Eli Dog's got a lot of carver in them. Rascal got a lot of carver on them. So it wouldn't be really. It would see some of that stuff is kind of like a line breeding. What if it's working great? Stand in that line. Do you outcross it just to have different names in the pad? Claiming source. No, I mean, why would I outcross it just to have names? This is the thing. So when you got your dogs and they already got a trait and they already got the standards that you have in mind, when you go to outcross, even if it's to another family of dogs, the traits and some of the traits should be similar, or you should be looking to add something to a certain trait. Um, when you move forward, not just a name, man. It should never be a name. It should be something more beneficial for the dogs because every breeding should better your program. Because once again, this is you breeding and you holding on to it. That's something that you gotta feed. So if I'm breeding, every one of my breeding should be to better my program. Every time I breed, I should feel like I got better dogs. Otherwise, I would feel like I'm failing. So that would be my same advice to anybody else. When I wake up and look in the mirror, man, I drag myself through the mud, baby. I'm ready for the world. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, Welch. When I looked at I was just surfing the book dog, man. When you really look at him, he really 75-25 Jeep Red Boy Jocko, or you could just say Jeep Yellow with the 25%
Chinaman.
Chinaman at the bottom, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you could condense that all down, it's really damn near a 50-50 cross of the heavy condensed Kobe to the Daibo, you know? When you just condense all the different avenues, the different lines, the different big names all the way back to the core, that's really what it is, you know.
Yeah, see, I didn't know they was talking about him. I'd have been said that. Like, if you
Uh-huh.
can't read that pedigree, you you don't need a dog. Go get your dogs away.
Yeah,
Go get your dogs away,
yeah,
man.
man.
Especially if you're trying to talk trash and really speak about it instead of ask questions and learn something. Go get your dogs away, man. You ain't even gonna do them dogs no justice, man.
Man, that motherfucker Red Boy
Well,
and yellow to the flow in that bitch, man. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Man. With hints with still hints of the Dabo family in the up top where it's heavy at. You know what I'm
Ah,
saying? With the heavy Dabo from the Chinaman Frisco on the bottom. Man, yeah, if they can't, what now? Everybody still sometimes they have 3D glasses goggles
bro.
on sick and they still can't see, you know?
Nah, man, he is an admin, bro. He need to demote himself. He need to go ahead, delete his group. He out here. That's one of them people that's died, bro. I can't. Ain't no pics, man. We gotta hurry up and get to that episode, bro. Cause we gonna be able to talk our bag in that one, bro. No pics. Yeah, we need to do that coming soon, bro. But yeah, shit like this, I got no pics for, bro. Like at the end of the day. You can say that, but ain't no excuses if you calling yourself embedded into this game and spreading knowledge, bro. That would be spreading lies. He say he got multiple bloodlines in him, and he can read a pedigree.
Oh shit.
It's not multiple bloodlines inside of that dog, man. Like that dog was pretty much bred almost to a certain extent, three in, one out.
Bingo.
If
75
you look at
25.
if you look yeah, if you look into all the other dogs that's embedded into the pedigree, not just look at the two dogs, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about look behind the fourth. You're gonna see all this stuff coexist, all this okay, do boom, boom, boom. You're gonna see this, that, and the third. And then you're gonna see that okay, this quarter is the out. I thought they was talking about oh buddy that went and did this thing, man, and it was like, you know. It was crazy, bro. Everybody was all everywhere about that. I thought they was talking about oh boy, man.
Yeah, that's the same one. And
No, 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 no. That was that one they was crying about.
yeah, 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 yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like,
Oh, hey, A6 should have threw a Twix in that motherfucker. Get him right. He said, if someone into this thing, they're not trying to put you
boy, I'm
off the
starving.
line.
He needed a Snickers. You
Well,
know what I'm saying?
that's the
Like
same thing I said.
entertainment.
You know,
When I make you play, you want me to
That
pull your bones out of?
but
Or no?
see, a lot of people. This is the thing. This is the thing. Just like even what we doing right now. Like I tell people all the time. By the time I hit 80, you better not come around me talking about no fucking red boy. By the time I hit 80. I know your papers. I know your dog is not bred the way they bred it. By the time I'm 80, if you talking about you got red boy dog, listen, listen. Come on now. We talking about another man.
man,
Listen,
you
come
was
on.
worried about a red boy dog when I was man. By the
Let,
time
let,
they
let,
at
let,
80,
let,
bro.
let's say what we in 20, we about to be 2026. So let's say 2040, 2050. Let's say 2050. Let's say 2050. I bet not hit by no goddamn red boy dog.
No, man, I would say because even now today,
It's going to be
this is my
pockets. It's
thing.
going to be pockets. But
Yeah, we all. That's like a
yeah,
sales pitch.
yeah. That. But the thing is, see, this the thing though. When DNA testing for the animals came out along this time period, now we know it's only maybe 20% of the game dog community that even worry about that. So by 2050, honestly, the way things are going, if it ain't if it ain't got the genetic fuck the registration papers. If it ain't got the genetics papers with it, and you talking about is this and this, by the time we in 2050, so by 2050, that part of the game, like from the beginning till now, I feel the next chapter, as far as moving forward historically, should start. Because if you think about it, Sick, we could take from 2000 all the way up to 2050, technically. Or we could take from 2010 all the way up to 2050, 2060, and start that new chapter, if you get my drift.
Yeah, this is my thing. My thing is this. I I somebody got like some woo, 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 woo going on. But look, my thing is this. Um, now I think in the future, the younger generation is gonna be focused about, you know, different dogs, pretty much. You know what I mean? If they focused about them, they're gonna be focused on some different dogs, man. Because the thing about it is they probably ain't even going. A lot of people nowadays talk about the red boy dog, but at the end of the day, um, that's not what a lot of like. You might hear Mayday like you hear red boy now. You know, Mayday is one of those dogs who is who has left a major stamp. Even this is 2025, and people still say, "Hey, man, I got this fire ass Mayday dog, this, that, and the third." You know what I mean? He's an excellent specimen. You have plenty of people who Mayday Chinaman. You know, it's a few, but to say Red Boy, I don't think so because I feel like Red Boy got so many different families now. It's a few different Red Boy families that I think people will refer to them later as one of their families instead of Red Boy.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. It's just hold on, what is this? Okay, and just to backtrack right quick, yeah, every generation is supposed to be better, but you got you got it's three parts to that. You got a section that particular subject is cut into three parts of the pie. You got the people who don't really want to move forward, get as much as they can that they had back in the day and keep it like that, which 9 times out of 10, it's a bunch of work that they didn't do. Then on the other side of that, you have the people who don't give a fuck about that. They putting the best of the shit that they like and actually moving forward generations. And then you got the one that's stuck in the middle that's kind of doing both, but they just can't get to where they going because they stuck in the middle. So that's just one of them things.
And I'm gonna say this. As far as why not include Red Boy, I mean, Red Boy may be included, but this is my thing. If you saying you got any type of dog, okay, so in 2050 or in the future, if you was to say you had a Red Boy dog, I would say you gotta have at least, you know, 30 plus percent, 32 plus percent inside of that dog to say that that's a Red Boy dog. It would have to be more than 25% Red Boy. You know what
I
I'm saying?
mean, now think. All right, let's just be real. How long Red Boy been dead now? What we in
Oh wow,
25?
but look, Dybo been gone a while, and there's still dogs with like 30-some% Dybo, so that's why they're able to say it today. But I don't know if there will be dogs in 50 years with 30% Dybo, So
Well, that takes it to two categories. The ones now that say 30% Diabo and Red Boy, how much of that is facts and not just appears online and he say she say? How much of that is actually facts that them dogs is actually 30% and not 10% or
well,
5%?
the ones that I know of, they pet stats you don't even see Dybo in their pet stats. But when you do the DNA, Dybo produced a lot of the dogs that's in that pet stats, so that's why he 30%. If you give me some
Now,
things that
now,
been like 9% in the front.
now, and then we talk about 30 years from now, sick. What is the
Yeah, I
chances of that?
doubt it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I doubt it. Unless you doing some serious line breeding, and got some straws going to bring the back to the front. But then my thing is moving forward, bro. You got to move forward at one point in time. It's no longer a situation where we still pressed to say these old dogs' names, man. You should be able to just, this is the dog. This is the dog. Like if you don't recognize nothing in the first four, or if these dogs not in the first four generations, it shouldn't even be labeled that dog in my opinion. You know what I mean? You don't see a whole because this is the thing. How we gonna move forward if we stuck on the past and still calling something the past? But you see this dog here 4 times in the first 4 generations, but you still want to call him an El Negro dog.
I mean, that's just how it is, man. Oh shit, what's up, Ram? You at Ram in here? What's up, Ram?
Oh shit! Just got done fucking knuckle busting my shit trying to get this goddamn header off. I fucking hate engineers, nigga.
Yeah, that's that suit and tie cup of coffee for you.
Yeah, the mechanic life ain't no joke, nigga. The last 2 hours fighting that shit off without having to just lift the motor up, and then I had to disconnect the transmission and all that old extra shit. Ain't gonna try to do none of that.
What up to the big homie Ram? What's cracking, Hood?
Oh man, Rich rolling, never strolling,
Man,
he the holy. You already
come
know.
on, man. I ain't heard from you in about many moons, man.
In about a month of Sundays.
Come on, man.
Hell, I'll be laying low out the way, man,
Come
stacking up
on,
these
man.
chips so I can send
Okay
my
then.
kids to college next year and the year after that. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I
the
just
way it
be
gotta
getting to
go.
the chicken. You feel me?
Yes,
But to
sir.
touch on what you were saying, the past is important because this is how I always looked at the game. And when I got serious, this was my standard. So, just for example, say I got a red boy dog. Come down the line of red boy dogs. He kept the same traits and all of that was just from the time red boy until the time I got him. You feel me? So for me, I looked at it like the bare minimum is he living up to those standards of those dogs that made him? Does he display those traits, whatever they may be? Whether it be hard biting like how the red boy dogs was when I was a youngin'. You feel me? Rough, still not smart, worth a fuck, but they had enough talent to get it done. To okay, now that I got them, when I make the breeding, can I make it better to my standard, which is I believe it's supposed to get better. So the name is just the standard of the dogs as a marker to go and look back for me to check and see if my shit lived up to that. So say I got Red Boy Jocko dogs and they was heavy on the Jocko. Did they go like Jocko and Hank and them? Back end dogs, hard biting, big bodies, but didn't weigh a whole lot. Like that's how my champion O Dog and Buckshot was. They was modern day Jocko phenotypical dogs all the way down to the one floppy ear on Buckshot. So I always looked at right on, right on. Always just respected the game and looked at it like that to make sure, even though these dogs, supposed to be better. And if you're getting your dog from a working camp, then yeah, you was getting them from winners back in my time. You feel me? The motherfucker wouldn't sell you his best dog, but he'll sell you your best dog. And that's how I always approach the game. Like I never saw my best dog, but I damn for sure sell you your best dog. And just because he ain't my best dog, I might got his brother. His brother could be way better, just all the way around the board. That don't mean fucking this dog is not a champion caliber dog, and that's why we end up selling old dog because his brother Buckshot was better. You feel me? No dog was a hell of a fucking dog. So I always respected the game and just kept that part like that. You feel me? And that's just no knock on any bloodline, whatever bloodline you choose to run. You feel me? And I like to tap in too and say, you can have heavy inbred, yada yada yada, but one dog in the pedigree it changed the whole pedigree, man. I done seen back in the day dogs that was inbred Frisco 3 times, Frisco back to his daughter 3, 4 times, on top of some inbred R game bully son shit. And on paper, you expect them dogs to be fucking wrecking machines. And for the most part, out the litter, they was, but if one dog in there tapped in on fucking Frisco mama that Hobbs Tuffy. Phenotypically look like him, fall like him, and not only that, he was the odd man out, but he was able to reproduce those same traits. So even though his pedigree said damn near pure as Eli Carver as you can get, he fought like that Hobbs Tuffy shit. You feel me? Just because that and one dog just showed up and just in the breeding that a motherfucker did and changed pedigree for him, and motherfuckers was able to take them dogs and move forward with it because they was able to retrain those bolio traits inside of an Eli dog. So you got a lot of the perks of the Eli dogs: the thick fur, or not the fur, but the thicker skin, denser bone, bigger frame, harder, longer teeth. But you got that with combined with the bolio speed now, even though it's only just a tiny percent of it in there, was still prominent. So just kind of be mindful of that. But I ain't no dog breeder though. I was more of a fucking goddamn huntsman. You feel me?
For
And I
sure,
kind of
Okay.
wish
full
now at
view.
my older age, I wish I would have started and developed and maintained the family just so I could see myself. But I was getting so many different bloodlines and proving that it's great dogs in any bloodline. You just got to know where you looking at to get them, and fucking person you get them from. Just back then you could, if you was in the know, you could ask them, why you breeding and what you doing with them and shit. You feel me? You could be more comfortable. and getting them dogs. And that's another way we ended up with old dog. 'Cause I seen both of his parents go. His daddy won in short order, and his mama came back from behind. You put them together, and most times than not, them dogs was 50-50 down the middle. Game as fuck, and could get you out of there. A lot of finish, a lot of mouth. And the ones who
Woo.
was just like the game plug, like old dog, better make sister roll. And I would only say, just for my standards, she wasn't a match dog. She was a straight throat fighting dog, though. Like anybody else could have did it, but we used her for brood just because our standards was so high. You feel me? Like you got these traits we like, but we gonna breed and make a better version of you and campaign them
All
motherfuckers.
right, could I
So
could I ask you something about that?
yeah, go ahead.
So, cause I'm at a point, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I was let me get to the point. Look, I ain't even gonna go there, but look. So when you
No, go ahead,
decided,
cause I'll give you a better answer. I'll give more context. You feel me? Don't never sell
okay,
yourself short. I'm here to
all
answer the
right, look,
question
so
and give
look,
my
so look, so
perspective.
look. You
Hey
know,
Ram. Hey Ram,
Yeah.
hold on right quick. Hey Ram, I need you. You got to give him a good answer because this, you know what I'm saying? This the I'm about to put something in the back chat right quick. Look at the back chat right quick. Hold on, sick. Look at the back chat right
Hey,
quick,
what you
Ram.
say? Got to give a what? All right. Let me see. Go to.
Y'all go ahead, but Ram, go ahead and look in the back chat while you talking.
yeah, yeah. All right, like I
See,
was
I'm on
saying,
this.
all right, so I'm kind of at odds, you know what I'm saying? With a particular situation, but you just said that you did that situation, and I'm a believer in it, but I got some people who ain't really a believer in it, and there's probably some other people who out here like this. All right, now just cause that dog, right, that female, she was an excellent throat checker, et cetera, but you didn't see her fit for your standards, right? Um, but you bred her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How did that work? Because like this
Well,
this
she
is
wasn't
my
up to
thing.
my standards as a match dog. Like she wasn't up to my standards as a match dog. You feel me?
Right, right. That's what I'm saying.
My
So
so
I'm saying that because I got some people back in the day, like they wouldn't breed nothing that didn't meet their standards all the way. Like even if like they was matching some shit, they would never breed the dog that didn't meet their standards as far as even the match dog. Like it didn't check all their boxes to them in their head. So they wouldn't breed the dog.
oh
Me
yeah,
on the
but
other
just
hand,
but
yeah, me
peep game. Remember,
I
I
would
said
have
I
did it.
won't sell my best dog. I sell you your best dog. Like so, my standards dumb. Anybody else would have master and made champion with the bitch. Is what I'm saying. So she was a match quality dog, but we had fucking better. So we would use her for brood. And that was another thing I did too, as far as my bitches go. They would have to be match quality, even if I didn't match them, because I would need them to reproduce that, at least as close as possible, if not better.
Okay.
You feel me? But yeah, no, like if I'd have gave her you, you'd have made chat with the bitch. She wasn't no slouch. It's just my standards was so fucking high, nigga. You had to be goddamn Einstein and everything.
Yeah, and that's how they was. That's why I was at, cause like they so strict, bro. They'd gave that dog away or something, man.
Oh
I ain't even
no,
gonna
no,
lie
the
to
bitch
you.
was as close to his dead game and still be alive as you could get. You feel me? And like I say, she had hella finish. She was just a throat fighter. I like a dog with a
Yeah,
little bit more style. You just one dimensional. That's how we end
yeah,
up
one
losing the
dimensional
grand
right here.
champion Yantas with Red Jack back in the day, because he was just a one dimensional destroyer. You feel me? He had slept everything we put him on, like put him to bed quick and under fucking 10.
Right, right, right.
But he was just one motherfucker pulled us out by the mouth and turned into a bolio dog. You feel
Oh, you breaking up. You breaking up. Is he breaking up or is I'm
He's breaking up.
You breaking up, Ram? You breaking up? You
Hey,
breaking up?
I'm gonna go out.
All right, go ahead, go out, come back in. Hey, sick.
Yes, sir.
I think we should run that U.S. versus international show tomorrow. What you think?
Oh man, that's an excellent topic. I mean, you trying to kill him kind of quick, but I ain't tripping, bro. We got plenty. We got plenty in the tank, bro. That's an excellent topic, though. That's beyond excellent because I feel like it's so much controversial issues that go on with that. Off the simple fact of people just not knowing and not really paying attention to certain things. That's excellent.
Yeah, I think we going. What's tomorrow? Wednesday. Yeah, I
I
think we
I
might.
think we should do like a northern versus southern dogs too,
That too. That too. That too.
Tell me
Do
some of
northern
that.
versus
and east and
east.
west.
Okay. Yeah, cause that's I mean that's crazy. Damn, we kind of all breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
All
Yes,
right, yeah.
sir.
But yeah, like I was saying, on anybody else, they would have campaigned that bitch. It just, I was saying that we need just I like a little bit more style with my shit, man. Back in the day,
Can I ask you this though too? When you
yeah,
did when you did breeder, did you get what you was looking for?
I got better. I bred her, got better
You
than
got
her,
better than what
and
you was looking for.
and the males. Cause I bred her to her brother, Belly made brother Buckshot, same breeding, different litter, and that's where you get champion Doty and shit from. And that shit was real good. We had Big Shot out of that litter. And again, Doty made champion. Big Shot was our fucking stud dog, and we sold Doty because Big Shot was way better. You know, I sell you your best dog, but I won't sell you mine. But yeah, hell
Yeah.
yeah, she produced better, and she produced dogs that could like damn near activate her style. Like motherfucker, get you in the sweet spot and go to fighting like her. Get all under your throat, start jacking you up from underneath, lift you off your feet. But while she's still on her 4 feet, but they was just little bit more smarter to know how to get to their end. They could hurt you a little bit more, whereas all she wanted to do was fight the throat. You feel me? And that's a dangerous style within itself, but I was doing it, man. We just going to conventions out the country, just calling out the weight. You don't want to be playing fucking around. You want to face everybody like you finna go fight Bruce Lee. You know, just
Right,
in
right,
respect
right,
for your opponent, because you don't know who coming. You feel
right.
me?
Facts.
Once you
So yeah,
underestimate
yeah.
it.
So that's why my shit was so fucking high. My standards was so high. But I can't even see what you posted in the back chat now, bro. You know they reset the shit when you go out and come back. Well,
Little engine work, just some engine work,
oh, okay, yeah,
fine tuning, man. You know what I'm talking about?
You was
yeah,
able to see the
hell
back
yeah.
chat?
No, I couldn't see it when I came back in. It won't let you. You got to do it over. You just text it to me, nigga. You got my number.
Oh damn, nigga, I'm tripping. I'm out.
Yeah, you treat me like a stranger, cuz.
Dog. Hey, but yeah, Ram. Probably. I think tomorrow we gonna touch on. I wish you kind of got on that other one, but we're gonna do a part two. But tomorrow, if you got time, we gonna run that U.S. Stock and champions versus international. Some
I'll
people.
say this. Little bit, like shortly before I got out the game completely, motherfuckers brought a grand champion from overseas over here. And that motherfucker got his shit smacked back by a motherfucker just coming out for his first one.
Shit, that happened quite often.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I ain't never been big on getting shit from overseas. Not to say they ain't got good shit, but we invented the shit, nigga. That's like a motherfucker trying to say they could out crip motherfucking South Central. Never, nigga. We invented cripping.
It's
Same with the pit bulls, nigga. Like it's the name of them is American Pit Bull Terriers, kind of in the name. Who still got the best?
Yeah.
And a lot of people get it misconstrued, thinking in other countries where it's legal and more open and shit, you can have better dogs because you can campaign them. But I beg to differ and say because the fucking consequences is so dire out this motherfucker, you only have a small yard, but you gonna have 10 dogs. 4 of them gonna be match dogs. And goddamn six, 2 of them gonna be prospects, and the other 4 gonna be the dogs that made them. They all gonna be goddamn bulldogs. You feel me? Just
Yes,
because out
sir.
here you fucking get way more trouble, way more harsh punishment, just everything. So we used to get have big honey dog yards and shit, but I'm more leery of the motherfucker who got 5 dogs. That
Salute,
motherfucker, he
salute.
got enough time to fuck with him, and he probably fucking did him right, you know? Because that's how when we got serious, they ain't have more than 11 dogs. 5 of them will kill you, nigga, whatever weight. You feel me? 3 males, 2 bitches, just whatever. Couple prospects and the dogs who made them. Because we gotta live like that, that shit made us have super dogs damn near.
You know
Motherfucking
what?
above average dogs turned into average dogs. You feel me? Where we can take our average dogs and go run the world with them. Bring them back over here and nigga knock your head off and you can't even leave the neighborhood with them. You feel me?
Right, right, right. So
And that's my take on that.
in that sense, is private stock, private working stock, your pick over advertised public stock?
I mean, you can't over advertise good dogs if you selling them to the public too. You feel me? It's when motherfuckers just start just getting dogs from, say you get a dog from Mims, you get 2 dogs from Mims and then just repeat his breeding. Now you can't say you selling Mims dogs, you just got 2 dogs from Carl Mims and just bred them. He probably would have never in a million years bred them 2 dogs, you know? Especially because he know his own family of dogs already. He know what to expect from him and shit. Them dogs might have, his puppy distributed traits that he didn't like. I'm not saying they was bad traits, it's just traits he didn't like. You know, because dogs he had seen in his pedigree before. So
Salute that.
you just gotta kind of, yeah, the game be kind of tricky. It's always been like that though, you know. So as far as over popularized, like I never heard a motherfucker complain about breeding a Chinaman. He a rhyme dog. You feel me? Niggas ain't
Yeah,
complaining about breeding a Jeep. His daddy, none of that. Because everybody was getting at least one winner out the litter, and that's on the low end.
yeah,
It's when the niggas start just getting this shit because now the demand is high. You start fucking it up. You start fucking up the supply. You putting too much cut on the dope. Now motherfuckers are getting dogs just because you spent 2,500 for them. And motherfucker is a whole goddamn cur and a half. You still gonna keep them and breed them. Fuck that. You feel me? That's when the
ooh,
game start getting fucked up. When niggas start doing shit like that, putting the money over the game. And the game is gonna bring you the money. It ain't never been the other way around. The money ain't gonna never bring you the game.
ooh. That's real shit.
But
That's
private
real
And
stock,
shit.
yeah,
I
it's
hope y'all
private.
listening.
It's private,
And not
but
to
you
cut
know
you off.
it still be public because even though I was private and shit, I was still let homies. You can breed to old dog for free, nigga. If I like your bitch, just give me a pup back. You feel me? Whatever you do with them, you do with them. So it's private, yeah, but it's still, if you in the know, the public can have access to it. So it's semi-private. You just really gotta know somebody. But not to cut your wisdom off, brother. Go ahead.
No, that's what I said. I said the same exact thing earlier before you got on. That's exactly what I said. You got to know somebody that know the private yard to get to the private yard. As far as the advertised, I was just gonna say salute, and I hope they is listening because this a blessing for y'all, man. You know what I'm talking about? It's a blessing, bro, for all y'all that's listening. Just based on the simple fact, man, he ain't the usual. You know what I'm talking about? He ain't the usual or the average, and he dropped a lot of gems. You know what I'm talking about? So with I'm talking about Ram, bro. You know what I'm saying? Definitely salute, and I definitely I appreciate your support, bro. You know what I'm talking about? The way you came in here, campaign, got busy, straight to work, you know what I'm saying? Then played in slack. And
Oh
you dropped a
yeah, if
lot
I
of
give you my
gems,
word,
man.
I'ma show up,
You know what
nigga.
I'm
You
saying?
feel me?
Yeah. Hell yeah. But you dropped a lot of gems. Yeah. Another thing I want to point out, you know, hey man, I'm a fast talker, smooth walker, but even a faster listener, man. So I want to point out the fact that, he brought up very valuable points. I heard a million people say, like, overseas dogs not shit, et cetera, et cetera. I just beg to differ, bro. I always believe a good dog is where you find it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
I believe if we took our shit over there, our motherfucking numbers might not be the same. You know what I'm saying?
shit,
Because,
bruh. I done did
it,
that, man. Out of 10, we'll win 7.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
See, look, that's good. That's good, though. Yeah, hell yeah. But,
Yeah, that's
like
70%,
I was saying,
nigga.
see, hell yeah. Out the shit you was saying though, like not just talking the shit, but actual the facts that you brought up that I've never heard one person bring this shit up that I wanted to point out is the fact that, you know, historically speaking, since the beginning of times, that shit's been becoming a crime out here. And so a motherfucker is gonna have to have their best. A motherfucker is got cause this is the thing. Not saying you are, but hypothetically speaking, and if I'm gonna die for this shit, it better be some shit that's worth dying for.
Yeah, if I'm gonna sell dope, nigga, I'ma sell goddamn pink
The
flake
best.
fish scale. I ain't selling
Yeah,
no
yeah,
fento,
hell
nigga. Fuck
yeah.
out of here.
So
The
with
same, you
that
gonna
being
get
Mhm.
the same
said,
amount of time. Shit.
yeah, yeah. So with that being said, it's like that's a valuable point because we're gonna be harder on our dogs if this shit
Yeah, because
is
we can't have
coming
a
with a
bunch
harder
of them,
consequence.
but we still hard headed and love these motherfuckers. So motherfuckers
Yeah.
is only gonna have room for the best, nigga.
As
The
opposed
best
to
that they got access to.
if it's free, you know what I'm saying? It's fair game, and I can just do it at will. I can keep a
Yeah,
little
you can have
bullshit
as
on the
many as you
side.
want in.
I can, yeah.
Yep. And that
I like
is
this
back
one
in the
though,
day
even
when
though
you
it's a
used to go to
motherfucker.
yards, nigga.
Yeah,
I'll be go like we did went to Deseret for one weekend and they had about 200 dogs. No doubt, nigga, we did about 50 of them and only 4 of them was worth a fuck. And that's a downside to having that many dogs. Yeah, you bred that many dogs, but you didn't breed that many good dogs. Once I figured that out, bro, I
yeah,
was like, nah, I'm only keeping enough room for the best. And I was able to be
yeah,
more interactive with the dogs too. You feel me? 10
yeah.
dogs in a camp for 3 motherfuckers, like everybody getting walked for an hour. Everybody
That's
getting
another
played with,
thing.
exercise, cleaned up. So I'm a stickler on spending time with the dogs and building that bond with them, bro. Even though I ain't doing that now with the dog, I still do that with the dogs, though, because they love it. You get a better
Right.
dog out of it when you do that, you know? Just as far
I
as
feel
just
feel
being
like
a dog go.
I feel like when you got 200 some dogs, you only got
So
two odds. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's always gonna be that point that you probably missing something. You know what I'm saying? You probably
yeah.
overlooking something.
How
You know
many
what I'm
can you
saying?
go through in a season? You know,
Right.
you
And, and,
fucking
and
gonna
then
spend the whole season looking for the match dog before you find one. It's not
right,
worth it.
it's not. And that's why I respect the fuck out your answer because a lot of people just talk their shit but don't got no facts to back it up, bro. They ain't got no receipts, bro. They just talk
Oh
that shit.
yeah, man. You just gotta
You
look
know what I
deep in
mean?
the game, bro. You know, use your brain. We all
Mhm.
got one, and just get a full
Hell yeah.
understanding of the game, and even more important, understand your place in the game. You know, a lot of people on my come up wanted to be dope handlers, matchers, and scratchers. Motherfucker lose their first one, you never see him again. You feel me?
Right. Cause this
Motherfuckers
shit
want to
gonna test
breed
your heart. It's gonna
producing
test
and
your
rob
heart.
dogs, but don't want to check the dogs. And when you check them, you find out, nigga, out these 10 dogs, you've been feeding 8 curs. That shit is
Yeah,
disparaging if you ain't really in it, nigga. You feel me?
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it take a certain type of
But
motherfucker to really just understand his place in the game, and that's where you get your understanding of the game from.
right.
You just gotta be honest with yourself.
Bingo. I feel like the thing about it is a lot of people try to play rush or try to play catch up to try to make it seem like it's a race and it's not a race. If you slow down to your pace and do your speed, you'll be all right. I feel like in the game, it's just too many people
Yeah,
out here trying to you trying to ride this the thing where they fuck up at. When you try to go ride off somebody 20 years of work, you already fucked up because you was trying to ride off their 20 years of work and you don't know what they did in their 20 years of work. You just went with that name that you heard for the last
yeah.
5 years out of the 20 years that they've been working. As
And a
opposed
lot of the
to
times you didn't even get the dogs right from the man. So his style of dogs might be just straight back end dogs, and you got these body dogs now because you went the cheap route and got them from somebody who got them from somebody. So you got to build
right,
that
who bred
rapport and
them up.
relationship. Yeah, bro. If you're gonna try to do that, man, get a real understanding about each dog in the pedigree.
Right,
You
right,
know,
right.
from
That's
the
where I
time
was
you got
heading
them
to.
forward.
Right, right. That's exactly where I was heading to. See, it's different when a motherfucker can actually look at a pedigree and see dogs that they know inside of that pedigree that they felt, touched, and seen, bro. It feel a lot better when you work for your 20 years than just try to go jump in and go to somebody who been in the game for 20 years who got a name, man. When you really do your due diligence, man, and find out what you really want, it's best to run with that and work with that and fix what you need to fix and do what you need to do to move forward with your program instead of running off the next man work, man. That shit
Yeah,
don't
bro.
never end well. It don't end well.
Yup. Well, it do if you respect the game and the work he put in, and
Yeah,
you adopt his standards, and you get enough knowledge of his dogs. You feel me?
yeah.
But if
But
you
I
just
mean, like,
fucking just
how many of them do the
shooting blind,
due diligence? Yeah, I
not
mean, let's
many.
be
That's
real.
why it's not a lot of greats, nigga.
Yeah, because
Motherfucker.
nowadays you see a lot of motherfuckers. They go right to the look. This is the stupidest shit in the world to me. I got to get this one off my chest too. While I got the chance, man. The stupidest shit that I see people do is go buy dogs from Tom, then look at Tom, watch his YouTubes, try to breed dogs the same way that Tom bred them, then say they got Tom dogs. Whole time, Tom, like you said, might not have did that breeding, but besides that, he's still alive. You know what I mean? You got
Yep.
that bullshit going on where motherfuckers don't even, you know what I'm saying? You ain't really took the time to even get to know nobody and really get a sense of they dogs or energy, bro. You just rush the process, bro. That's pretty much what I was getting to, bro. Y'all
Yeah, you
rushing the
can't skip the
process.
line. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, you
best when
can't
you
skip.
take your time, do your due diligence, man, and stay humble, bro. You know what I
Well,
mean?
you'll stay longer because, say, for instance, I done seen niggas get lucky and do that same shit, and they first breeding might hit, you know, because they getting them out in the working hands. But the ones they kept, they ain't doing nothing with, so they start breeding them shits, and in one generation, you just lost it, you know. So
yeah.
the game be tricky like that. It'll make you think you got blessed, and then backdoor your ass, nigga.
Right, because
But
I seen a motherfucker do a breeding, got fired, and then did a repeat breeding. Hey,
it
his
didn't work
percentages
out.
was real low. It wasn't the same. Wasn't the same. Even
Yeah.
with a repeat breeding.
Hey, how long y'all gonna be on? I gotta run this AutoZone right quick. Swap these brake pads out and shit. My brakes too long.
Yeah, we're gonna be
Yeah,
chopping
right.
for a minute.
All right, I'll tap back in. Give me like 30.
All right.
All right, peace.
Yeah. Salute the big homie Ram. Dropping the Jewel Santana's on board's top. You know, without you, this is shit we do.
Salute, salute,
Pure Max
salute.
supplements. Sick with it. Break down, roll up, you know. It's in motion.
Sir, yes, sir. If y'all haven't already, man, go ahead, click that like, man. Click that subscribe, man. That's all we asking, man. We ain't asking for no cash
Hey,
apps or no donations, man.
hold
You know
on,
what I'm
hold
saying?
on. Hold on, sick. You gotta give him, since the big homie came through, you gotta give him one of them walk him down Rams disclaimers, man. Yo, I think I lost a homie sick, you know. But since he ain't
No,
good.
no, I'm in here, bro. I thought you was going to
Nah, I thought you was going. I told you need to hit him with that Ram disclaimer, you know.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Everything in here is for historical entertainment purposes only, man. I'm talking about everything is hypothetical and entertainment purposes only. Nothing is intended for nor used for illegal purposes. If we is on that shit, we with the shit. You know what I'm talking about all the way. But understand this, we're gonna respect all animals, all rights, and all laws for all animals. Nothing that we do or say is intended for any illegal purposes whatsoever.
In the
Yeah.
building, man. In the building. In the building.
What's going on in the Ram version of this here, you know. You know, if it do get ugly, the ugly route, we gonna turn into big pokey, and we gonna stab you down on D block, and we gonna go to 23-1 until goddamn me the release date. You hear me? And that's how we rock.
Yeah, yeah.
Black Hawk, what's good?
And, hey, man, you know what I was doing, man. My bad, man. A little late to the party, man.
Oh, that ain't nothing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Better late than never, player.
that's
Come
what
on,
I
man.
was. That's what I was doing, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. The
What's up,
great
though,
Ram
man?
just left, man. The great Ram just left, man. Drop some jewels, man.
Okay, Ram
Real
came
fast,
through.
like, man.
Yeah,
Yes,
Ram
sir.
came through, blessed the block, you know.
Big Ram, Big Ram. That's what's up, man. Salute, salute, salute.
Talking that shit and spread knowledge at the same time, man. I fuck with the swag.
Yeah,
Nice
yeah.
little swag, hey. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Hey, Huck, you gotta tell them they gotta tap into this you, man. It ain't no telling what they might get on the route. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah,
might be
yeah,
me, might be you, might be a big homie, might be a little homie, might be an extra, extra legend. You know, you don't never know.
yeah, for sure, man. For sure, for sure, for sure. How many else in here?
It's just me, you, and sick right now. Ram said he gonna pop back up. He had to do a little something real fast.
Okay,
I
what
think
happened to
big,
West Side?
big fella. I think he up here, but I think he probably doing something on the back street right now. You know, big fella be multitasking. Well, we all be multitasking. You know.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, I told you I left the message earlier, man. It's gonna try to make it happen this weekend, though, man.
Yeah. That's gonna be hey, slow down, hey. We just gonna, we raccoon heads, we popping out. Hey, but Hook, what you going? You going private working stock or you going advertise? Is it a difference or can you get something good from both lanes? But in your world, which way you going?
You say private working stock?
Yeah, versus advertise, but versus advertised public stock. It could be it's working too, I guess.
What you mean? Like, am I selling something, or what you
No,
saying?
I'm saying if you gonna get if how, would you rather get something off of some private stock that's working or off of advertised public stock that's working? You know what I'm saying? I guess
Okay,
it's
okay, I got you, I got you.
yeah.
Uh, shit, I will. That right there, that can go any either way with me.
Right.
Uh, I would like private too because I mean, shit, that's the way to be private though. But I mean, if it's working on both ends though, that go both ways with me though.
Yeah.
It would it would depend.
That's that's the most common
What would you feel like the pros and cons would be? Well, the pros to both sides, like the pros to private working stock, and then the pros to advertised working stock.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
yeah.
I think my phone had faded out for a minute. But yeah,
Yeah, I would. That just I don't know. That'll go both ways with me, man. It go both ways. But key thing though, I would want something working from both sides. Working.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
working.
I think that's been the most consistent answers of the night. You know what I'm saying? It could go. It could go both ways, and
It worked.
it work. You know what I'm saying? Both ways work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I just we had to do the panel in the chat due diligence and ask you the question. You know what I'm saying? The topic of the night.
Yeah, I did. Did you put up a poll on it, or you just asked?
Nah. That's just the topic. You know what I'm saying? He put out for the night. So we rocking with that.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely go both ways though. Definitely go both ways.
What
But
a question they got asked to me sick and elevated in here earlier. What is some of the best what are some of the best bloodlines that work better in private hands than it did publicly? That you know in your history. Historically speaking.
private, which work private? Woo wee. I don't know. I'm gonna say all these bloodlines, all the bloodlines that's even going around. Somebody got some shit they work in private. Like even if you go to, I mean, there's certain bolio lines that you can't get.
That's one.
Yeah, like
One.
and shit. I ain't being biased, but it's certain Red Boy G Rascal shit I heard that you can't get either.
That's two.
That's and sheesh. The other one, man, I can't come through it off the head with it. I'm
Well,
trying to
we're
think.
gonna rock with them. We're gonna rock with them right there. You know what I'm saying? That's good. We're gonna let good enough be well enough. You hear me?
Yeah, cause
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
you know when a lot of people put their blood out there to the public, man, especially if you got good blood, man, it start to get peddled a lot.
Yeah, it could get watered down. People could lose the trace, like the big homie was saying just a second ago. And what was good one generation ago has took a complete turn. You know what I'm saying? Because of the wrong hands.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
when you breed publicly, or you got you mass marketing, it could save you, or it could launch your career into astronomical heights and your line as well.
yeah. I remember a long time ago, like this is back in the early '90s though. I got a puppy from a big camp, and they was on like the peddling shit. They really ain't want their blood out there, and they said we give you the paperwork to this dog if you put some numbers on him. And I was cool with that right there.
Right, right,
I was cool
right.
with that.
Sound like an even trade to you, huh?
Yeah. But
Hmm.
you know, a lot of people want to get your shit and just go breed it.
Yeah, yeah.
I got this off a grand champion such and such. I finna
Then, then they gonna breed your shit and call it they shit. Yo, what's good?
Right.
Yes, sir. I heard somebody who that big fella. You
Okay,
breaking up, my boy.
you can hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Black Hawk, sick.
Sun breaking up. I don't know what it is.
Well, I was full earlier though, and I'm gonna start adding it to the lives, especially for the U.S. International. It should be a good one.
Yeah, still breaking up, my boy. Bad.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Yo, yo, yo.
Fellas. Fellas.
What's going on with it, Black Hawk?
That shit kicking me out, man.
Yeah, it do that
Just
sometimes, you know.
I'm moving in the car right now. Just kicking
Yes,
me out of some shit. Damn.
yeah. Stream you up want
I
you
don't know.
real still, you know what I'm saying? When you streaming, they want you real still.
I don't know what y'all heard me saying or not.
Nah, you was getting you broke up a lot.
Damn. Uh, damn. But yeah, I was saying about the little pet litters though. But if a lot of kennels, if they treated their customers like that, shit, it'd be a little different game a little bit.
Right,
Yeah, a little
right.
different game. I've been on 2 hours. Jones in
Yeah,
the
right.
building.
Nah. It's just me and you right now, big fella, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna see what big fella wanna do, you know.
Shit, I mean, hitting this joint.
My shit fucking up.
We catch out tomorrow. Okay.
All right, we out. We on the back street, y'all. We on the back street. We on the back street. We on the back street, y'all.